Happy International Women's Day. It is Sunday, March 8th, 2026. I can't believe it. Time is flying. Um, we're almost a quarter of the way done with the new year at the end of this month. So that's really saying something. How has your 2026 been so far? Today was a beautiful day. I met with some friends. We got together, we hung out, we shared stories, and it was just beautiful energy today. So I hope you had a good day. Let's do some deep breathing while I wait for Pumpkin to come on over here. Come on. She's thinking about it. But let's close our eyes. We'll do a few deep breaths together and go within, because this is where our strength lies. This is where our consciousness lies, is within. So if you can, close your eyes, get comfortable in your seat, inhale through your nose, and exhale through your mouth. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. So continue breathing slowly and deeply. And I just want to see what's up today. How's everybody doing? Can't believe it's already Sunday night too. We had been reading this past couple days, or actually one day, from this book by Martha Beck called The Way of Integrity. And I'm going to go ahead and continue reading a little bit of this, and then we'll get into chatting. So she's a therapist, I believe. I don't have her credentials on here, but anyway, she wrote this book, and I think that much of her study is learning how we can tap into how our bodies feel and how we can then navigate the world if we start to pay attention to that. So she had just said that she felt as though she was, this chapter is titled Lost in the Woods, and feeling like, we kind of get to a point in our lives sometimes and we wake up and we say, what's going on? How did I get here? Right? Hi there. Gabo Loco. Welcome. Hey, Art. No, I'm keeping this book, Art. It's Martha Beck, The Way of Integrity. It's really good. Perhaps is she? I think she's a therapist. I'm not sure what her credentials are, but she says her clients, and she started talking about The Divine Comedy by Dante. So I thought you'd dig that. And she basically said, she said a lot of her clients will come in and they'll say, I don't know how I got here. How did I get to this point in my life? And I think a lot of times we wake up one day and we say, what's happening? And when we start to awaken, when we start to become aware, then maybe we question, what are all the things we're doing? Are we in a good relationship? Are we in a good job that's fulfilling to us? Now, I'm not saying, well-paying. That's a different question. And maybe you want to ask yourself that question. Maybe that's important to you. But we start to ask, how's our life going? Are we helping other people? Are we helping ourselves? Are we kind to ourselves? And those were questions I started to ask a long time ago. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome. How are you? I'm doing really well. Happy International Women's Day, everybody. Yeah, it doesn't matter how you got here, only that you got here. I love that. So I'm reading the book, The Way of Integrity by Martha Beck. I'll read you another excerpt. Looking back at the experiences and stories of so many clients, I feel enormous gratitude for all of our confusion and despair. These feelings meant that our internal guidance systems were working perfectly, signaling wrong way. And she writes that in all caps, so I thought it'd be dramatic. Wrong way. When we wake up and we say, oh, I don't feel good, I'm not loving this, what's happening? They were signaling wrong way as clearly as they could. With nothing but the best of intentions, we lost the way of integrity. Suffering arose from our bodies and hearts as a result and riveted our attention on fixing the problem. So then this next section is called Dark Wood of Error the Dark Wood of Error Syndrome. There have probably been times when you too have departed from your own true path. At first, the resulting suffering may have been so mild you didn't even notice it. But no one can sleepwalk away from integrity indefinitely, because things can get worse the further we travel in the wrong direction. Eventually, if we don't course correct, we begin displaying clusters of characteristic symptoms. And what do you think they might be? Just wondering if anybody has any ideas. You may have had them in the past, and you may have them now. I call any cluster of these symptoms dark wood of error syndrome. Again, it's not a bad thing. It's the way our instincts motivate us to regain our integrity. It's the truth come to set us free, which doesn't mean it's fun. That's true, Martha Beck. In the remainder of this chapter, I'll describe the symptoms of the syndrome. As you read, ask yourself if you're experiencing any of them. Okay, symptom number 1, feeling purposelessness. The most common reason people give for hiring me as a coach, so she's a coach, is that they are desperate to find a sense of purpose. Very few actually want to die, but many tell me they see little point in living. They echo the biblical lament in Ecclesiastes. I have seen all the things that are done under the sun, and behold, all of them are meaningless, a chasing after in the wind. In other words, life is hard. We're all going to die. What the heck? Without an authentic sense of purpose, it's hard to feel that the daily grind of human existence is worth the trouble. So that's so true. You know, if we don't have that sense of purpose, it's hard to keep going sometimes. So what's your purpose? My purpose is try to be the best I can on all levels, and doing this channel, sharing how I'm doing it. And maybe that can, give you some ideas, or we can share different ideas. If you have any suggestions, I'm open to that. But if we have a purpose, if we have a why, the how gets much easier. So in modern Western culture, most of us believe we can find a sense of purpose by achieving something. Oh boy, that's true externally, right? What's something exactly? That depends on how people around us define value. And again, I've told this story many times, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. But the value, I used to say, if my family is happy and healthy, if I have a beautiful house, a nice car, a good job, go to church group, all these external things, I was looking for value through all of those things. And I didn't realize the value is getting to know and love yourself. But I think I'm stepping on the meaning here. Anyway, as a coach, she says, my job is like watching a parade of various things different cultures tell people to value. One day I coached a woman who believed that a purpose-driven life involved suing lots of people and wearing several pounds of diamond jewelry everywhere, including the dump. My next client was equally convinced that a purposeful life meant living in a cabin off the grid and using leaves as toilet paper. Some people think purpose means having a corner office. Others try to become movie stars and save the rainforest or make viral videos of pet hamsters. Any of these ambitions might actually match your true purpose, and if so, you'll feel powerful inward compulsion to follow that particular path. You'll find steps along the way fascinating and fulfilling, and as a result, you'll be good at them. But if you pursue any course of action solely because other people think it's purposeful, prepare to hit a dense fog. Wow, that is so true. That's so true. What do you think? Do you guys find that to be true? You'll encounter baffling failures. You won't get along with people. You won't be able to drum up the energy to climb the success ladder, or for that matter, to wash your hair. Maybe you're thinking, well, of course I feel awful. I never get the things I want. If so, I wish you could meet people I know who've reached the pinnacle of our society's idealized achievements, only to realize, as one woman told me, there's no there. I thought there was a position in the world that would make me feel good, but I got to that position and I didn't find anything that made me feel happy. It all seemed pointless. Wow. So I wanted Olympic gold, one client told me. And as I climbed down from the podium, the only thought I could think was, what the hell do I do now? It was awful, absolutely terrifying. It was like death, the worst feeling I'd ever had. Somebody who won a gold medal. A hardworking author said, after a lifetime of trying, I finally had a book hit #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. It made me really happy for about 10 minutes. Wow. Our sense of purposelessness doesn't disappear in the face of culturally defined achievements. It remains a persistent, goading force, a biting fly that won't stop buzzing around our heads until we begin pursuing goals that truly fulfill us. In other words, following the way of integrity. And if the whine and sting of purposelessness isn't enough to shake us out of our sleepwalking, our subconscious minds will up the ante. They'll summon the megafauna, the mental wild beasts we call mood states. Oh, yeah. That's happened. So basically, I think what she's saying here is, so I guess she's a coach. I thought she was a therapist, but she's a coach. And many of the most common thing that her clients have is purposelessness, no sense of purpose. And I understand that, because when we have those external goals that people tell us to find, that we need to achieve, and then we'll be happy, it's a grind going to get them. It's really hard. It takes a lot of effort. It takes determination and willpower and all kinds of things that are unpleasant. Whereas if we have purpose, those things still may be a little bit difficult to achieve, but your attitude in going there and trying to achieve them can be very different, and it feels different. So I can attest to that. I agree with that first one. That's purposeful. Another quick example. So I went to art school, and I always thought I was an artist. I drew okay as a kid. It wasn't anything amazing, but I never was formally trained, and I always had sort of imposter syndrome. So I'm like, oh, I'm not that good. There's other people that are better than me. And I kind of felt that way all through drawing class, but I really loved color theory. And when I got to color theory class, I just really loved the way colors would work together and stuff like that. And I realized, I said, this is the type of art I want to do. I want to work with colors. I don't care so much about, shape and form. I mean, those are all important. But we're just cutting out little triangles on a paper and arranging them, and seeing the way colors work together and how they could make you feel and how they could move on a page. That was really exciting. So I loved that class. I did better in that class than a lot of them, and other classes I had to struggle with. So where's your purpose? What makes you light up? What makes you happy? Yeah, hey, Dr. D, nice to see you as well. Yeah, we're talking about sense of purpose. I'm sure you have a sense of purpose. And we were just reading again from the Martha Beck book, Way of Integrity. And she said that's one of her most common clients' issues, that they don't have a sense of purpose. And, okay, what are you doing? Hi, come here. We've got a little fractal here. She's on a shopping. Hi. Okay. She's going. But we were saying, maybe having a sense of what you don't want to do is a gift, because then you realize what you do want to do. So it can help guide you towards your purpose. If you say, okay, well, I'm doing this and it doesn't feel great, maybe it's not aligned with your goals. So that's just one of the thoughts for the first idea in this segment. Hi, did you want to come back over here? Yeah, that's a little fractal. She's 3. Hi. Anyway, so I think if you look at everything though as a gift, you say, okay, well, I'm doing this, but it really doesn't, strike joy in my heart, like Marie Kondo. Does it spark joy? Then maybe it tells you want to do something else. So, know, just something to think about, okay? So I'm gonna head out because we're playing with all kinds of things we have on the floor here. I'm gonna go check out the cats. But I hope you had a great evening and I had a great weekend. And happy International Women's Day to all y'all. And thank you for joining me. Hey, Brooke, nice to see you. Oh my gosh, I hope you're doing well. This person that I used to work with. Good to see you, Brooke. Yeah, so from myself to yourself, thank you for, I'm just about to sign off, Brooke. Give me a call though. I'd love to catch up. From myself to yourself, thank you for joining me on this journey. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And by the way, thank you to our moderator, Imran Hossain. He keeps our chat positive and full of good energy. And also he's doing a great job editing the videos and being an SEO YouTube specialist. So he optimizes all the SEO. Oh, here comes Pumpkin. Pumpkin is finally deciding to join us now that we're about to sign off. Hi, thank you. Can you come on? Oh, Brooke, this is Pumpkin. But anyway, Imran does a great job on all of my videos. So thanks, Imran. I'll see you soon. And I'll see all you guys tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., okay? Hey, Pumpkin. Do you want to come over here and say goodbye to everybody? Yeah, come here. All right, take care, everybody. I hope you have a great evening. Can you say goodnight, Pumpkin? Nope, she's a cat. She's not gonna do it. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks a lot. See you tomorrow morning.